Right. So you guys, Pete Buttigieg held a Pete Buttigieg held a ridiculously elitist fundraiser, and it was in a bat cave. It was in a famous little bat cave. And then the Bernie campaign trolled him about this. So the photos that we have here are of him in Napa in this infamous wine cave and the chandelier that had 1,500 Swarovski crystals. Look at that luxury.
Bruce Wayne was renting out his house for an event.
I mean, yeah, they should just put like, Batman in there like somehow. And like look at just the luxury, I'm sure remember when Pete Buttigieg at the KDM was like, I talked about his fundraisers and he goes, oh yeah, there's a nice mix of progressives, moderates, all people from all, and it's like, no, you really think that there's a guy that donated $3 to his campaign there? Do you really think like they could afford to go there?
Yeah.
And this is his initial ad.
Oh, I love these things, fam.
It doesn't say how much it costs because we know it costs money. But it just says an evening in the vineyards
Napa
with
Valley.
Mayor Pete. And Napa is one of the most pretentious freaking places. I'm a wine person. I love wine. And I've talked to many wine lovers. And a lot of them who are really down to earth tell me Napa is just horrible. People are so pretentious. It's so overrated. And of course he's there. Of course. It just fits.
Well, let me just say this much. Napa's not that bad because Napa has like, for us, because if we go there, like all the workers are like all top notch, all the waiters and the bartenders, they know everything about what's going on. So they recognize restaurant people and they're like, oh, what's going on? And they really bond. And then you can get into some good wines. At least they do care about the business out there, the workers out in Napa. Because I want to give the love to the workers. Now the people, they're pretentious, snotty shit. Out there. You better believe. Oh, I have my Opus 1 1997, Jonathan. Would you like to have it with some Aki tonight?
Yes, I mean, I don't like generalizations, but honestly, that's been people's experience. And so the Bernie campaign did something hilarious. First, they sent an email saying, "Can you help me match Pete's Wine Cave fundraiser?" And they sent an email saying, "Last week, Pete Buttigieg held a fundraiser in a wine cave," and blah blah blah. I am not entirely sure what happens when people pay huge sums of money to have dinner with a candidate at a wine cave with 1,500 crystals, but I would guess they're not talking about standing up to the greed of the billionaire class of this country. Blah, 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 so donate to us, etc. But then they took it up another step and they went and they completely bought the domain name for, Pete'sWineCave.com. And if you go, Johnny, I don't know if you can do it, but if you go to Pete'sWineCave.com, you're going to see where it leads you to. And it's hilarious.
Well, at least they know all that money they can contribute. It goes right to Bernie's page. That's great. Just link it right there.
Freaking hilarious. And so, yeah, there's just this whole article on how like they did that and they
that's
reported
smart.
about it. And,
that's smart,
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Hey, Bernie's campaign pulls a great move. Good for them.
I mean, that was pretty savage.
I think people have to start taking from this the fact that you have to understand this. This is true. Our democracy is for sale. Plain and simple. So all these people are doing, the reason why they're donating to Pete Buttigieg is not because they think he's a swell guy or he'll fight for the right policies. They'll fight for the right policies for them that will help their financial situations. Anyway, they can get tax breaks or a business friendly laws that are signed into place. And there's a lot of things that happen to go all the way to the top when it comes to business. Ask Bolsonaro and Donald Trump, or in the Golan Heights or in Saudi Arabia. The leader of the free world can help a lot of people when it comes to their finances. So that's what this is about. They're buying influence, and Pete Buttigieg is for sale. He's not a progressive. He's a spook. We have to also talk about that too. Yeah. It's time for Pete to go. Can we buy the domain Just Go Pete? Or Pete leave, Pete leave, something.
We should, fam.